Imagine a man who walks into any room, any conversation, any intimate moment, and the energy shifts. Not because he's loud, not because he's flashy, but because something about him feels unbreakable. Women sense it immediately. It's not game, it's not charm. It's a quiet gravity that pulls respect without demanding it. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled an empire while wrestling his own mind in private notes we now call meditations, embodied this. He wasn't chasing admiration. He was sculpting virtue in silence. And that virtue created a presence so solid that respect flowed toward him naturally from soldiers, senators, family, and yes, the women in his life. Most men today chase respect through external wins, status, money, seduction tactics. But Stoicism reveals something deeper, something almost forgotten in our fast scroll world. Genuine respect from a woman arises when she encounters a man aligned with reason, virtue, and radical self-mastery. Not when he tries to impress her, but when he stops needing to. These 7 rules draw from Marcus's deepest insights, some straight from his pages, others distilled through Stoic practice, and applied to the unspoken dynamics of attraction and connection. They aren't obvious. They flip conventional thinking. They'll make you pause, rethink, and feel that rare aha moment when ancient wisdom suddenly clicks for today. We'll cover the first 4 here. If this stirs something in you, comment which insight lands hardest, like if you're ready to experiment with one, and subscribe so you catch part 2 where we go even deeper into handling desire, conflict, and legacy-level presence. Rule 1, view her as a fellow rational being, not an object of desire. The cosmic perspective shift. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly reminded himself, we were born to work together like feet, hands, eyes, like the 2 rows of teeth, upper and lower. To obstruct each other is unnatural. Most attraction advice treats women as puzzles to solve or prizes to win. Stoicism demands the opposite. See her as a complete rational soul, equal in capacity for virtue, wisdom, and folly. Not your woman, not a conquest, but a fellow human sharing the same fragile, interconnected existence. This shift is profound because it dismantles the subtle objectification that leaks into behavior, the hidden agenda in compliments, the scorekeeping in conversations, the disappointment when she doesn't match your script. When you truly internalize this, your interactions change. You stop performing. You engage with curiosity about her mind, her reasoning, her struggles, not to get something, because cooperation with rational beings is natural law. Women feel this immediately. It's rare to meet a man who isn't subtly negotiating for validation or sex. That absence of agenda creates space. Respect emerges because she realizes you're not trying to reduce her to a role in your story. You're meeting her as an equal participant in the human drama. Practice it. Next conversation, silently remind yourself, this is another rational soul like me, navigating impressions and passions. Watch how your tone softens, your listening deepens, and her posture shifts toward openness. Rule 2. Cultivate amor fati in attraction. Love the uncertainty itself, the hidden engine of magnetism. Marcus wrote, accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. In attraction, most men fight uncertainty, the unread message, the mixed signals, the possibility of rejection. They armor up with strategies or bitterness. Stoicism invites radical love of fate, amor fati, even in romance. This isn't passive resignation, it's active embrace. Whatever this connection becomes or doesn't is exactly what the universe has arranged for my growth. You pursue with full heart, but without attachment to outcome. You invest effort generously, then release. The awe-inspiring part? This creates an aura of profound security. Women test, consciously or not, for emotional solidity. A man who chases outcome clings. A man who loves fate remains steady. He texts once with intent, then lives. If she pulls away, he accepts it as part of the weave, grateful for the clarity. This indifference to specific results while caring deeply about the process is magnetic. She senses you're not fragile, you're rooted in something larger. Respect blooms because she sees a man who can love fully without possession. Rare, almost mythical. Try it. When anxiety about her response arises, whisper Marcus's line and feel the shift from fear to curious acceptance. Rule 3, practice radical self-examination before every interaction, the mirror that reveals true strength. Marcus's entire meditations is self-interrogation. Today, what vice did I indulge? What virtue did I neglect? What impression deceived me? Apply this ruthlessly to romantic contexts. Before approaching texting or meeting, pause. What motive drives me now? Validation, lust disguised as connection, fear of loneliness. Most men never ask. They act from impulse, then rationalize. The Stoic man dissects his impulses first. This preemptive self-correction purifies action. You approach not from need, but from surplus, virtue overflowing. Women detect purity of intent like radar. When your words and energy align without hidden agenda, trust forms instantly. Respect follows because she encounters a man who masters himself before trying to influence her. Lesser-known twist, Marcus used physical description to strip illusions. View the body as meat, bones, fluids. In attraction, apply it gently to desire. See the chemistry as natural impulse, not destiny. This cools obsession, leaving calm pursuit. Result? Interactions feel effortless, authentic. She respects the invisible discipline behind your ease. Rule 4. Embrace indifference to her opinion while maintaining justice toward her. The paradox of detached care. Marcus, it never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. In romance, men obsess over what she thinks of me. Stoicism inverts. Care deeply about treating her justly, fairly, kindly, truthfully, while remaining indifferent to her judgment of you. This is counterintuitive power. You honor her boundaries. Listen without agenda, speak truth without cruelty. But if she disapproves, you note it, reflect if just, then release. Your self-worth isn't loaned. She feels the freedom, no pressure to perform approval, no subtle guilt trips, just steady justice. This breeds profound respect because you're giving her the ultimate gift, space to be herself without owing you her esteem. Marcus lived this as emperor. He sought virtue, not popularity. Women around him respected the man who valued justice over flattery. Practice. After an interaction, ask only, did I act justly? Not, did she like me? These first 4 rules rewire your foundation, but the final 3 unlock even rarer depths. These aren't surface tips. They're paradigm shifts Marcus used to command respect amid chaos. Apply one this week and notice the difference. Comment. Which rule surprised you most? Like, if this hit deep. Subscribe for part 2, where we explore handling passion without losing virtue, navigating conflict with equanimity, and building a legacy presence that commands respect long-term. Welcome back. If you watched part 1, you already have the foundation. Seeing her as a fellow rational being, loving fate's uncertainty, ruthless self-examination, and detached yet just care. Those 4 alone separate the average from the rare. Now we go deeper. The final 3 rules are where most men break, even those who get the basics right. These draw from Marcus Aurelius's most intense personal struggles, mastering passion without repression, facing conflict without ego, and building a presence that lingers long after you leave the room. These aren't feel-good habits. They're hard-won disciplines that create an almost otherworldly respect because they show a man who has tamed what usually tames everyone else: desire, anger, and the fear of being forgotten. Let's finish strong. Rule 5. Treat desire as a visitor, not a master. The art of measured appetite. Marcus Aurelius wrote one of the most startling lines in all philosophy. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. He applied this urgency not just to virtue, but to appetite, including sexual and romantic desire. He didn't demonize desire. Stoics aren't ascetics in the extreme sense. He placed it in perspective. A natural impulse, temporary, not the center of life. Most men let desire run the show. It colors every glance, every text, every silence. When desire rules, behavior becomes predictable. Pursuit accelerates, patience evaporates, boundaries blur. Women feel the pressure even when it's unspoken. Respect fades because she senses she's become the object that quiets the storm inside you. The Stoic reversal is subtle but seismic. Welcome desire when it arrives, enjoy its warmth, but never let it dictate action. Marcus practiced viewing bodily urges with clinical detachment. This is just flesh doing what flesh does, so he could choose whether to act and how. In practice, this looks like feeling strong attraction, note it silently. There is desire. Then return to the present moment and whatever virtue the situation calls for: justice in listening, courage in honesty, temperance in restraint. When passion flares during intimacy or flirtation, you don't chase the high at any cost. You savor what's real without turning it into obsession. After a date ends or chemistry peaks, you don't immediately flood with messages. You let the wave pass and act from clarity, not craving. The amazement here, by not letting desire master you, you become unpredictable in the best way. She expects the usual escalation or withdrawal. Instead, she meets a man who can feel intensely yet remains sovereign. That sovereignty is intoxicating. Respect surges because she realizes you're not enslaved to the very thing most men serve. Marcus' reminder to himself, the things you think about determine the quality of your mind. When desire visits, acknowledge the guest, then decide who stays in the driver's seat. Rule 6, meet conflict with equanimity and surgical precision. The Stoic art of disagreeing. Marcus dealt with betrayal, incompetence, family drama, and court intrigue daily. Yet he wrote, be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. In romantic relationships, conflict is inevitable. Differences in values, miscommunications, emotional storms. Most men react in one of two predictable ways: avoidance, people-pleasing, silent resentment, or aggression, argument to win, defensiveness, score settling. Both erode respect. The Stoic path is rarer, equanimity paired with precision. Equanimity first. When tension rises, Marcus would pause and ask, is this in my control? Her words, tone, interpretation, outside. Your response, inside. So you stay calm, not because you don't care, but because agitation clouds judgment. Then precision. Speak only what is necessary, true, and kind. No exaggeration, no character attacks, no dredging up past wounds to win a point. Address the specific impression or action that disturbed you, using I statements rooted in reason, not emotion. Example, instead of, you always disrespect me, try, when plans change last minute without explanation, I feel unsettled because reliability matters to me. How can we handle this better? Marcus practiced this in high-stakes settings. He didn't suppress anger. He examined it, then chose a just response. Women feel the difference. A man who can disagree without diminishing her, without needing to dominate or withdraw into sulking. That combination of calm strength and clear communication is extraordinarily rare. The awe moment. Conflict becomes a proving ground for character. She watches you handle friction without losing virtue and thinks, this man is safe, not because he never gets upset, but because he never lets upset distort his goodness. Respect deepens into trust. Rule 7, build a legacy presence. Become the man she remembers years later, the long view of virtue. Marcus Aurelius never wrote for publication. Meditations was private. Yet 2 millennia later, his words still shape minds. He understood that true influence is not in the moment, it's in the enduring impression left by consistent virtue. Most men seek immediate validation. Her laugh today, her text tonight, her admiration right now. The Stoic inverts time. Live so that the version of you she carries forward is one of integrity, steadiness, and quiet power. This means acting with foresight. Every small choice, a kept promise, a gentle boundary, a moment of genuine listening compounds. Leaving no residue of pettiness, no ghosting, no passive-aggressive jabs, no using vulnerability as leverage. Focusing on being rather than appearing. Marcus didn't care if people noticed his virtue. He simply practiced it relentlessly. The result is almost mystical. Women may forget charming lines or grand gestures, but they never forget how a man made them feel about themselves in his presence. When you consistently treat her as a rational equal, show up sovereign over your desires, handle storms with grace, and leave every interaction cleaner than you found it, she carries that imprint. Years later, when she thinks of a good man, your face appears, not because you chased her respect, but because you embodied what respect-worthy men do. Marcus ended many entries with variations of, do what is necessary and discard the rest. In attraction, the necessary is virtue. Everything else is noise. These 7 rules aren't tactics. They're a complete reorientation. From chasing respect to becoming the kind of man respect naturally orbits. Start small. Pick one rule, maybe amor fati this week or equanimity in the next disagreement, and live it deliberately for 7 days. Watch what shifts inside you and therefore around you. If this series moved you, comment below. Which of the 7 feels most foreign or powerful right now? Like if you're committing to at least one experiment. Subscribe and turn on notifications. More deep Stoic applications for modern life coming. You're not just dating better. You're becoming better. And that, brothers, is the only game worth playing.